For over 4 years in Pokemon GO, the highest level was level 40. But in November of 2020, Pokemon GO finally increased that to level 50. However, something's still wrong. The highest level Pokemon you can get in the main series games is level 100. And this got me thinking, what would level 100 look like in Pokemon GO? Well, today we're going to be looking at that, breaking down how much XP you would potentially need for level 100, what level 100 Pokemon would look like, what type of rewards you would get for level 100. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So before we talk about level 100, we need to look back at what level 50 looks like in Pokemon GO. Level 50 was released in which it required a total of 176 million XP total to get to level 50. However, that's not all. Between level 40 and 50, there's also a bunch of tasks you need to complete at each level to get on to the next level. We're gonna keep all this in mind because this will help us with our predictions of looking at level 100 in Pokemon GO. But that brings us down to level 100 and how much XP would you need to reach that level. First of all, shout out to Beam and Rai on Twitter for helping me out run this math. How we're able to take these predictions is we looked at the rate of change between level 10 and level 50 in Pokemon GO. He found the number 1.231144438 specifically is the rate of change between level 10 and 50, so we can use that number to predict what this exponential growth of amount of XP you would need every level would look like at level 100. And let me just say, the numbers get insanely high. We're gonna hop right into it, first starting with level 60. It would require a total of 1,452,318,000 XP to reach level 60 in Pokemon GO. Now, there are some trainers in the world who have that, Brandon Ton and a bunch of other hardcore players, but level 60 is already insane. If we look at level 70, we'd be looking at 11,618,550,000 XP. Level 80 would be 92,948,423,000 XP. Level 90 would be 743,587,450,000 XP. And finally, for level 100 in Pokemon GO, using the rate of change between level 1 and 50, you'd be looking at 5,948,701,526,000 XP. Let me just say, I don't think anyone's ever gonna reach that amount of XP. So you're probably just like, yeah, that's not how it's gonna work. And I agree, if we ever get level 100, Niantic is gonna have to do some fixing in the amount of XP you get each single level for it to actually be reasonable. So this got me thinking another method we could be looking out for the amount of XP you need to get to level 100 would be to take the 176 million XP it gets to get to level 1 to level 50, and just for each 10 levels after that, you add an extra 176 million, and that would come out to 1,056,000,000 XP to reach level 100. Honestly, there's definitely gonna be something that has to change if we get level 100 in Pokemon GO in terms of XP required, because right now with the current formula we have for amount of XP each level, it's just not gonna cut it. Now, XP is not all that's required to level up now in Pokemon GO. Again, remember, level 40 to 50, there was a bunch of new tasks that got added. So this got me thinking, if we were to get level 100, what tasks would be added to the game that you would have to complete to get to level 100? Remember, level 100 is supposed to be the highest level. You can't go higher. You are a master of Pokemon GO. So these tasks are going to be very tough, and I've compiled a little list of them. Number one task I would have is, of course, complete all of the platinum medals. Platinum medals are the hardest medal to get in Pokemon GO, and I think it's kind of a gimme that if you are the highest level trainer in Pokemon GO, you have to have all of them at least at the platinum level. There's not that many trainers in the world who have even done this, so definitely make level 100 pretty exclusive. Next up, I have some catching tasks. Catch 4,000 shiny Pokemon. This number could be jumped around. I don't know what you guys think is reasonable. I threw 4,000 out there because it's not easy to get 4,000 Pokemon, but if you are a hardcore player, which most level 100s would be, you would have 4,000 shiny Pokemon. We also have catch 500 100% IVs. Again, this number could jump around, but I believe there should be an amount of perfect IV Pokemon you've caught just to prove that you have caught a lot of Pokemon and you deserve that level 100 rank. Next up, reach rank 24 in Go Battle League. I think if you're a level 100 trainer, you need to be good at everything in the game, and you can't just be a single player. You have to be the master of Pokemon GO. So reaching legend rank in GBL, I think, is definitely a necessity for any level 100 player, and something you must have done to reach level 100. Next up, I have collect 3 Shundo Pokemon. I think Shundos are some of the rarest in the game, and I think if you're level 100 without a Shundo, that just kind of feels weird. So I think if Niantic could implement it, there would be some sort of have at least one perfect IV shiny Pokemon in the game as a task for level 100. Finally, I've included some simple tasks. Catch 100,000 Pokemon, send 5,000 gifts, spin 10,000 Pokestops. I think there should be some sort of limit on the amount of things you've done to reach level 100, because again, I'm gonna keep saying it, level 100 would be the highest level you would ever get, so you have to be the best of the best to reach it. What would would level 100 really give you? Of course, like other levels, it would give you access to a new max level for Pokemon, level 100 Pokemon. Right now, the highest level in Pokemon Go is level 51, a max level 50 Pokemon with best buddies. But every time we get a new level increase, the highest level Pokemon goes up. So I want to go through what it would look like to get a level 100 Pokemon in Pokemon Go in terms of candy, dust, all that stuff. Let's first start with the amount of Stardust it would take to take a Pokemon to level 100. Once level 50 dropped, the amount of Stardust that increases each level is up 1,000 each level. So by following that pattern, we were able to take a look, and to get a level 100 Pokemon, in terms of Stardust, it would take you 3,270,000 Stardust to get a level 100 Pokemon. Honestly, like, I thought it was gonna be a lot higher than this. It's not that high, but 3 million dust is still a lot for a single Pokemon investment. But right now we are investing like 500,000 dust in it. So it's kind of actually, you know, kind of crazy. In terms of candy for a level 100 Pokemon, since candy is only used from level 1 to 40 before it got switched to XL candies, I just put 340 candies as the amount of candy you would need to get to level 100. Of course, they could reintroduce candies to power up Pokemon from level 60 to level 100. But again, level 40 to level 50 does not require any candies. It only requires XL candies. And that begs the question, how many XL candies would it take to get to level 100? I was able to find the pattern for the amount of XL candies you need to power up a Pokemon and how much gets added each level. And following that pattern, I was able to take a look and find that level 100 will require 4,776 XL candies for a level 100 Pokemon. And of course, that would be even more or less if the Pokemon is a Shadow versus Purified, etc., etc. Honestly, that's a lot of XL candies. I don't even think I have 4,000 XL candies for a single Pokemon, not even like Magikarp. So that's insane. That begs the question though, would XL candies still be the main candy to power up Pokemon? Or would we get the introduction to extra large candies or extra large candies and etc., etc.? I think there is definitely potential for a new candy type if we get higher levels in which they have extra XL candy, XL candy, etc., etc. Or they could even change the system altogether. Some ideas I've seen thrown around the community is that you would need to best buddy a Pokemon or do certain tasks with a Pokemon to get it to level 100. Let's say the last 10 levels, 90 to 100, you would need to get 5,000 hearts with your buddy, and then once you get all those hearts, you would reach level 100. I think this would be a cool concept in which they add, like, you need to be nice to your Pokemon to power them up. You can't just give them Stardust and candy. You actually need to interact with that Pokemon and really spend time with it to unlock its full potential. Nonetheless, though, that is the values for level 100 Pokemon. They're definitely not going to be cheap if they do drop, and probably won't even be worth it for the amount of power you get out of them, but it's still cool to look at. The one thing that's got me thinking though with all these level 100 Pokemon is the problem of PvP. Great League and Ultra League would become absolutely useless leagues if we got level 100 Pokemon. Reason being, any Pokemon that would be good in the Great League would now be way better in the Ultra League. We'd be seeing Pokemon like Sableye, Medicham, Bastiodon, Azumarill, all making waves in the Ultra League, and Ultra League would literally just become the Great League. Then the Great League would become probably like the Little Cup. Pokemon like Alolan Sandslash, Pawniard, Axew, Gibble, I don't know, little baby stage 1 basic Pokemon would become probably the meta in the Great League, just because you can now power those Pokemon up a lot higher and actually run them in these metas. Then this would lead us to probably needing a whole new league, I don't know what to call it, like the good league, the average league, I don't know. But it would have like a cap of 3,500. The problem with level 100 Pokemon I see right now, and the problem with increasing the level cap, is just the problem of these leagues becoming, like, everything just moves up a stage, if that makes sense. As long as Niantic can kind of avoid that problem, I think we would be good, but that was something I did want to throw in there. Finally, that brings us to the last section, and that's gonna be the rewards. What would level 100 rewards be like? What would you get for reaching level 100? Number one, and I think everybody wants this the most, would be a shiny charm. If you become the best trainer in the world, you complete your Pokedexes, etc., etc. Actually, Pokedex would be a really good task to have. I don't know how I didn't include that. But I think anyone who reaches level 100 deserves a shiny charm. The shiny charm is an item in the main series games that increases your shiny odds. We have nothing really like that in Pokemon Go except for like events like community days, but it's not really an item you can have in your bag. If you reach level 100, you're the best trainer in the world. I do believe you deserve a shiny charm and just a little bit slightly increased shiny rate so you can get more of them. Number two thing is going to be an extra free incubator. A lot of people were throwing around this idea for level 50, but if you're reaching the highest level in Pokemon Go, I do believe you deserve a second free incubator so you can incubate 2 free eggs at a time. This would just be a very positive reward to have for the top level players and would really just motivate people to get there so they could hatch more eggs without having to spend as much money. Number 3, another one that's talked about in the community a lot, would be the Master Ball. The Master Ball is a Pokeball in the main series games that will automatically catch any Pokemon first throw, no matter what. Not that I really see the use for a Master Ball other than on 100% IV Legendary, maybe in Pokemon Go, Go. I think still it would be a nice one-of item you could give to a level 100 player and they could use it. It wouldn't really be game breaker or anything like that, but it would be really cool to have one. If I got my Master Ball, I probably would actually never even use it. I would just keep it in my bag as kind of a flex. But having a Master Ball in Pokemon Go would be really cool, and I hope it does come through any sort of method. It doesn't have to be level 100, but I hope it does drop. Next up, I think it would be really cool to have a avatar pose. A lot of people are throwing around the idea of the Red trainer avatar pose. Red is a Pokemon trainer who is kind of agreed on being one of the strongest ever in the Pokemon universe. And I think if you're level 100 in Pokemon Go, the highest level, I think you deserve to have a pose similar to the trainer Red. Obviously, they could make other exclusive random poses, like just call it level 100 pose, but I think it would be cool if we got like a Red pose that's very exclusive. Obviously as well, that would come with some cool avatar items like a level 100 jacket, maybe like a full level 100 outfit. I don't really know what that stuff would look like, but I hope it looks really cool. And then finally, I think there should be some sort of special icon. Obviously you have like, you know, if you're in a raid, it says level 100 above your name, but I don't know, some sort of icon you can see in game, in PvP battles or something that says like right by your name, like maybe a little star that shows your level 100, you know, just something that's very easily recognizable as a level 100 trainer. So you kind of have that badge to wear proud when you're just, you know, playing around Pokemon Go, you know, in gyms, etc., etc. Nonetheless, that is pretty much the video, guys. That is what level 100 would look like in Pokemon Go, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think level 100 would look like. Do you think my XP numbers were way too high? Do you think they deserve different rewards? Do you think level 100 Pokemon would be a lot cheaper? You know, whatever. Let me know in the comments section below your thoughts on this video. Honestly, I just hope they increase the level. It doesn't have to be the level 100, but I do love the grind of leveling up. And I think it's a very rewarding grind when you hit those higher levels. So I hope the trainer level does get increased soon. That's gonna be it for me though, guys. We're gonna see you all in the next one. Follow our tips, everybody. Peace.